Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a situation where you did everything right? You texted first, you planned the dates, you gave your time, your attention, your energy freely, generously, without hesitation. You thought you were being a good guy, not a gentleman, someone worth choosing. And then what happened? She lost interest. She called you a really good friend. Or worse, she chose someone else, someone who barely tried. And you sat there, confused, frustrated, asking, what did I do wrong? Here's the truth most men learn too late. The problem wasn't that you were too nice. The problem was that you didn't respect yourself. You treated her like she was above you. You acted like her attention was a gift you didn't deserve. You overinvested in someone who was underinvesting in you. And attraction doesn't work that way. Attraction isn't built on worship, that it's built on mutual respect, confidence, and self-worth. Today, I'm giving you 10 principles that will completely transform how you show up in dating. Not to manipulate, not to play games, but to respect yourself. Because here's the reality. When you stop being a simp, you don't just attract better relationships. You become a better man. And that's what this is really about. Not just getting sex or validation, but building the kind of life and character that naturally attracts high-quality people. Let's dive in. 1. Prioritize yourself. Let's start with the foundation, self-respect. Healthy attraction starts with self-respect. If you treat someone like they're above you, attraction usually fades. Why? Because people are naturally drawn to those who value themselves. When you prioritize yourself, your time, your energy, your goals, you signal that you have standards. You signal that your attention is valuable, not freely given to anyone who shows mild interest. Let me paint a picture. Imagine two guys. The first guy drops everything when she texts, cancels plans with friends, rearranges his schedule to fit hers. Always available, always eager, always accommodating. The second guy values his time, that he has his own life, his own goals, his own priorities, that he's happy to spend time with her, but not at the expense of his own well-being. Which one is more attractive? The second. Why? Because value attracts value. When you prioritize yourself, you communicate. I'm worth your effort. I'm not desperate. I have a life you'd be lucky to be part of. And that's magnetic. But when you drop everything, over-accommodate, and treat her time as more valuable than yours, you communicate the opposite. Attention should be mutual, not one-sided that has so start here. Prioritize yourself. Not in an arrogant way, but in a self-respecting way. Your time matters. Your energy matters. Your life matters. Don't forget that. Sorry for the interruption. If this resonated with you, please subscribe and comment your one subscribe. Give me motivation. Let's start. 2. Present yourself with some of the first impressions matter. You could be the most intelligent, kind, interesting person, but if you show up sloppy, unkempt, and low energy, people won't take you seriously. Why? Because how you present yourself is a reflection of how you see yourself. Dress well, stay groomed, take care of your appearance. This isn't about vanity, it's about self-respect. When you look put together and confident, people naturally take you more seriously. Think about it. If you walked into a job interview in wrinkled clothes, messy hair, and slouch posture, what message would that send? It would say, I don't care. I don't value this opportunity. Dating is no different. When you show up well-dressed, groomed, and confident, you communicate. I value myself. I take care of myself. I'm worth your attention. And that confidence is attractive. Now, does this mean you need designer clothes or a perfect body? No, but it means you should put effort into your appearance. Get a good haircut, wear clothes that fit well and are clean, stand up straight. Make eye contact. These small things compound into a powerful first impression, because confidence isn't just internal, it's also external. How you carry yourself shapes how others perceive you. Take care of your presentation. Not for her, but for you. 3. Adopt an abundance mindset. There's a hard truth. Getting overly attached happens when you believe one person is your only option. When you think, this is it. If I lose her, I'll never find anyone like her. You become desperate. And desperation kills attraction. Why? Because scarcity mindset creates neediness. You start over-investing. You start tolerating disrespect. You start clinging to someone who's barely interested because you're afraid you won't find anyone else. But here's the reality. There are billions of people in the world. You will connect with others. You will find someone who values you. This person is not your only chance. That's abundance mindset. And abundance reduces desperation. When you know you have options, not in an arrogant way, but in a realistic way. You stop clinging. You stop over-texting. You stop over-explaining. You stop tolerating bad behavior. Because you recognize that if this doesn't work out, you'll be fine. And ironically, that's when you become most attractive, because people are drawn to those who don't need them, but choose them. Adopt abundance. Not by dating multiple people at once, unless that's your thing, but by genuinely believing, I'm valuable. I have options. I don't need to settle. That mindset changes everything. 4. Don't overdo flattery. Here's a mistake a lot of men make. They think constant compliments will make her like them more. They shower her with praise. You're so beautiful. You're amazing. I've never met anyone like you. Every single day. And what happens? She loses interest. Why? Because respect doesn't come from excessive praise. When you overcompliment, you signal, I'm amazed you're even talking to me. That's not confidence, that's insecurity. And insecurity repels attraction. Instead, put yourself on equal footing, neither above nor below anyone else. You can appreciate her, but don't worship her. You can compliment her, but not constantly. Because how you treat yourself teaches others how to treat you. That if you treat yourself as less than, she will too. But if you treat yourself as equal, as someone who's also valuable, interesting, and worth her time, she'll respect you more. Compliment when it's genuine and earned, but don't overdo it. Let your respect for her be shown through your actions, not through endless flattery. 5. Be comfortable with your own opinions. Problems start when someone else's approval becomes more important than your own values. Let me explain. Some men, in their desire to be liked, become chameleons. She says she loves a certain band. He suddenly loves them too. She has a political opinion. He instantly agrees. She expresses a preference. He abandons his own to match hers. Why? Because he thinks agreement equals attraction. But it doesn't. Attraction comes from authenticity, not agreement. Confidence comes from self-trust, not constant validation. You don't need to agree with everything she says to be attractive. In fact, having your own opinions respectfully expressed makes you more attractive. Why? Because it shows you have a backbone. It shows you're not desperate for approval. It shows your person, not a mirror. Now, Does this mean you should argue or be contrarian for the sake of it? No, but it means you should be comfortable standing by your values, even if they differ from hers. That's confidence, and confidence is magnetic. 6. Be playful, not feel attraction grows from authenticity and lighthearted confidence. Let me break this down. When you worship someone, when you treat every interaction like she's doing you a favor by existing, the dynamic becomes heavy, serious, and uncomfortable. But when you're playful, when you tease respectfully, joke, and don't take everything so seriously, the dynamic becomes fun. And fun is attractive. Playful banter can be more engaging than nonstop compliments. Just keep it respectful. Why? Because playful banter signals equality. It says, I'm comfortable around you. I'm not intimidated. I see you as a person, not a goddess. And that confidence is magnetic. Now, let me clarify. Playful doesn't mean disrespectful. It doesn't mean negging or insulting. It means lighthearted teasing, humor, and not taking yourself or her too seriously. For example, instead of, you're so perfect, I can't believe you're talking to me, try, you seem trouble. I don't know if I can trust you. With a smile. See the difference? The first is worshipful. It puts her on a pedestal. The second is playful. It creates a fun, equal dynamic. Be playful, not worshipful, because relationships built on fun last longer than those built on worship. 7. Improve your life overall. Here's the most important principle on this list. Focus on your goals, health, finances, and mindset. Why? Because people who are actively building a fulfilling life don't obsess over attention. They attract it naturally. Think about it. A man who's improving himself, physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, doesn't have time to sit around worrying about whether she texted back. He's busy. He's focused. He's building something. And that energy is attractive. Why? Because it signals purpose. It signals that his life has meaning beyond romantic validation. And people want to be part of a meaningful life. They don't want to be someone's entire life to improve your life overall. Go to the gym, build your career, learn new skills, develop hobbies, invest in friendships, work on your mental health. When you do this, something magical happens. You stop needing a relationship to feel complete. And when you stop needing it, you start attracting it because you're no longer desperate. You're purposeful, and purposeful is magnetic. 8. Don't overthink. Any constant texting or calling can signal insecurity. Here's why. When you're texting someone every hour, checking in constantly, always initiating, you're communicating, I need your attention to feel okay. That's neediness, and neediness kills attraction. Instead, match the other person's effort or keep it balanced. If she texts you, respond. But don't feel like you need to text her every 5 minutes. If she takes hours to respond, don't panic and send 3 follow-up messages. Give space. Quality interaction matters more than quantity. Point 1 meaningful conversation is worth more than 50 shallow texts. Don't over-communicate. Let there be breathing room. Let her wonder about you a little. Let her have space to miss you. Because attraction needs tension, and constant communication kills tension. 9. Stop chasing people while asking for reassurance repeatedly undermines confidence. Do you like me? Are we okay? Did I do something wrong? These questions, when asked constantly, communicate insecurity, and insecurity is unattractive. Why? Because certainty and self-belief are far more attractive than needing constant confirmation that here's the truth. If you're constantly seeking approval, you're handing over your emotional stability to someone else that you're saying, I need you to tell me I'm okay. But confident people don't need external validation to feel okay. They trust themselves. Stop chasing approval. Trust that if she's with you, she wants to be. Trust that if she's interested, she'll show it. And if she's not, that's okay too, because your worth isn't determined by one person's opinion. 10. Maintain emotional support is healthy, but you're not responsible for fixing someone else's problems. Let me explain. Some men, in their desire to be helpful, become emotional crutches that she's having a bad day. He drops everything to fix it. She's upset. He sacrifices his own well-being to comfort her. She has problems. He makes them his problems. This is not healthy. Why? Because it creates an unbalanced dynamic where you're the giver and she's the taker. And that dynamic breeds resentment on both sides. You resent her for not reciprocating. She resents you for making her feel like a burden. Maintain emotional boundaries that be supportive, but don't be a therapist. Be caring, but don't lose yourself in her problems. You can listen, empathize, and encourage, but you're not responsible for her happiness. She's an adult. She can handle her own emotions. And when you maintain that boundary, you create a healthier, more balanced relationship. Because both people are whole individuals, not halves, trying to complete each other. So here's the bottom line. Stopping being a simp isn't about being cold, arrogant, or manipulative. It's about respecting yourself. It's about recognizing that your time, energy, and attention are valuable and should be given to people who reciprocate. Let's recap the 10 principles. 1. Prioritize yourself. Your time and energy matter. Point 2. Present yourself with confidence. How you show up reflects how you see yourself. Point 3. Adopt an abundance mindset. You have options. Don't cling to scarcity. Point 4. Don't overdo flattery. Respect yourself enough not to worship. Point 5. Be comfortable with your own opinions. Confidence comes from self-trust. Point 6. Be playful, not worshipful. Fun beats worship every time. Point 7. Improve your life overall. Purpose attracts. Neediness repels. Point 8. Don't over-communicate. Quality beats quantity. Point 9. Stop chasing approval. Trust yourself, not external validation. Point 10. Maintain emotional boundaries. Support, but don't lose yourself. When you embody these principles, you don't just become more attractive to women. You become a better man, a man who respects himself, a man who builds a fulfilling life, a man who doesn't need anyone, but chooses to share his life with someone worthy. And that's the goal. Stop simping. Start respecting yourself. And watch how everything changes. If this resonated with you, drop a comment and tell me which principle hit hardest and which one will you start applying today. And if you're serious about leveling up your dating life, confidence, and self-respect, subscribe, because we're just getting started. Let's build better lives.